We got Jake Shields. It's sellout, bro.
Just got your black belt. Was it a conference for me? Extremely fast, 4 years, which is a little ridiculous. But originally that was your goal. I kind of laughed at you and said, "Yeah, it's not going to happen." But
3 years and 7 months.
Yeah, but like I said originally, I'm like, no, you're being idiotic. But you're so obsessed, with the training every single day, putting in the work. I'm your head coach, but then you also brought in an entire team of phenomenal coaches like Hoist Gracie, Chuck Liddell, Glover Teixeira. You go on and on. Leota Moshida.
Mikey Musumeci, Gordon Ryan. Brought in a lot of the coaches from the gyms as well. Henry Hooft, Mike Brown helped with things. Greg Jackson helped with things. I brought in a bunch of the champions, and I brought in a lot of the coaches of the champions. And then I went to some of their locations and trained with them too.
Gilbert Burns helped you out a lot too.
Gilbert was amazing.
He was amazing, yeah.
Frank Muir helped a lot.
Frank Muir, yeah, that's a ton more. But yeah, let's think, because I did give your belt too much. I had to think, I know I was going to get criticized for it, but I talked to all the other world champions, and it's like, if you're making the improvements, it's like, what's the point of holding someone back? And it kind of shows that you were in an unusual situation where you could obviously afford, a regular person obviously can't afford to hire these type of coaches, but that does give you a cheat code, but it's still, you have to have the access. You still have to use your brain. You have to show up every day. You still have to work hard. You have to sit back and actually learn and listen. Otherwise, it doesn't make a difference. It's going through the motions.
Well, it's not a cheat code in the sense. I understand why you say it that way, but I don't know. I was born with less than average, and I didn't like it. So I tried both. I tried poverty, and then I tried prosperity, and prosperity is a lot more fun. But it's not that I didn't work to earn the other things. That the point of gathering resources is to compound the resources and get more resources. And there's not only financial resources, but you have intellectual resources and social resources.
I don't want to listen to these clowns anymore. Jake Shields a clown. If he wants to fight me, he can. I'll mess Jake Shields up. I think. Who knows? I think last match I saw with Jake Shields, he fought home low. He's a lot older than me, so I can't do that. If he got a student my age, I'll fight the student. What student? They all like Moneyberg, possibly. I can't defend Jake Shields. I ain't defending Moneyberg. Nobody can really defend any of these actions. And I'm not even saying they're the only persons to sell out. I know a lot of dudes that sold out. They just didn't do it. They didn't broadcast when they were selling out. Someone said jiu-jitsu is a skill, not a calendar achievement. They're compromised. It doesn't matter what they say. Progress should be measured by proficiency, pressure, and presence on the mat. Well, in that regard, Moneyberg would never get a black belt then. He doesn't deserve a black belt. I can say this all day, year round. I can't change anything. People like Jake Shields, Mikey, all these guys supporting. I didn't hear Gordon Ryan or Danny Hurst supporting Moneyberg. They just made some money for doing a private. They didn't say he was a black belt. But Mikey actually did defend this stuff. I'm really disappointed in Mikey, though. I don't know what else to say. If someone can compress years of training into a shorter window through intentional reps, coaching, and immersion, that's not dishonorable. It's efficiency. Aging doesn't guarantee wisdom or skill, and competition doesn't automatically equal mastery. Black belts should represent understanding and execution, not age milestones. Bottom line, train more. Well, he never trained. He trained in his basement with people that he paid. It just makes me sad because I really do love jiu-jitsu, and I would never do anything like this. I would be ashamed. I have shame. I don't care about the money. I have shame. I think about the people that came before me, all my instructors, the people that I represent, and I would never do something like this. But you have guys like Moneyberg and Jake Shields and Mikey. They would sell jiu-jitsu out in a heartbeat for some money. They don't care. I think that's what hurts me the most. They don't really care. Otherwise, they wouldn't do this kind of stuff. They would find a better way to make the money. They could have made that money doing seminars, open up a school, get sponsorships. I think that's what makes me sad, because I know people that dedicate their life to this sport, their well-being, their heart, their soul, and to look across the screen, and this dude over here, he over here selling out. He's making more money than me, but at what cost? So it says, I don't understand why this is so controversial. I got so much heat from saying this on Facebook, but I'm going to double down. The average guy shows up to BJ gym 2 days, maybe 3 days a week, and trains with the black belt if they are lucky. Nah, they trying to defend it, bro. You could just look at the guy and tell he's not ready. I don't know. Again, we live in a culture where people don't have discipline. They don't want to wait for anything. They don't want to go through hardship. And other people kind of, I don't want to say uplift them. They support them. They support them. So yeah, Johnny's way better. It says, big announcement. The NJJF